Welcome back, everybody, to Bremen 411 News and Beyond. I'm your host, Mark Stroud, and I thank you so much for taking the time to be informed and blessed. Well, today I've got a very wonderful show for you. First up, we have our very own mayor. She's going to give us some words of encouragement. And I've asked her to give us some encouragement from Psalm 46, verse 1. It's going to be great. Also, we have with us our very own school superintendent of Bremen City Schools, Dr. David Hicks. He's going to give us some needed updates about what's going on in the Bremen school system. He's going to talk about what's going to happen when the schools reopen, and graduation and summer programs, and a whole lot more. So you definitely want to see this. All right, well, we're going to kick off today's show with Mayor Sewell, and she's going to go ahead and give us words of encouragement from Psalm 46. Take it away, Mayor.
Hello, precious friends. I'm so grateful to get to spend a few minutes with you this morning, and I'm very grateful to get to share this time with Dr. David Hicks, the superintendent of our Bremen school system. It's a reminder for all of us of all of the people who are heavily involved in learning how to navigate our new way of life for a few months. It's not an easy thing. It requires such a balance between knowing that you've got to do what you need to do and being safe while you're doing it. And I continue to ride around town and just watch. And again, I admire and applaud all of you so much for taking the situation that you have and making it work. Taking what we have and doing something positive with it. And we do that a lot by having a positive attitude and a grateful spirit. It helps me a lot. I know that we're all getting to the place where we're worn with this. It's just a hard time, and we become weary. And the best thing for me when I'm becoming weary is to just stop and think of all of the blessings that I have and what I have to be grateful for. And that kind of helps take the edge off of the weariness. That gives me hope that this is going to be better, and it is. We will come back to a place where we are more comfortable than we are now. But I think that there's a lot to learn in the fact that maybe we had grown too comfortable the way we were. And maybe that's one of the reasons we've been catapulted into having to think about things in a different way and reevaluate some of the things that we're doing that we thought we could never do without. And we find, well, yes, I can. I've been encouraged at all of us that have been rediscovering what it is to be at home, to prowl through old photographs, to reconnect with family members that maybe we haven't talked to that much in a long time, to reconnect with friends. And that's the mindset that I think we have to continue for these next few weeks. We're kind of in a waiting spot, I guess, in the timing of what we can do. It is very important to me for our community that all of us kind of do the same kinds of things at the same time. I think it's important that we let the recreation department and the school kind of have similar ideas and similar opportunities for the people using those facilities. And we don't want different parts of town in competition with one another. One, just going free for all as if nothing had ever happened, and then somebody else being maybe overly cautious. So finding that balance is a hard thing, and we can only do that working together. I saw something the other day that said, we're not all in the same boat. And that is an interesting thought, and it is true. We are all in the same storm, but we're not all in the same boat. Each one of us is dealing with a very different set of circumstances. And a number of us write about looking for places that need help, for people that need help. And I want to say again, over and over and over, there is no reason for anybody in our community to be hungry. There are people who want to give food, who are anxious to give food, who are anxious to help. Sometimes the hardest thing is to know where to give it. And so if you need something, it is your responsibility to let somebody know. The easiest thing to do is to call the Bremen Police Department. Your information will be safe, and you will be able to share with them what your need is, and they will know somebody that can help meet that need. So we're out looking to see where we can join together in helping one another and continuing this long walk in the same direction until we come to a place where we are kind of that familiar with what life is like, and we don't have to have maybe quite as many moderations. Pastor Mark asked me to just share with you an encouraging verse of scripture this morning. And as I was thinking about that, the one that has come to my mind is the first verse of Psalm 46. It is interesting. One of my favorite things to do is to do word studies when I do my Bible studies. I like to take a word, take it back to the original language using some tools I've got to do that. It makes me wish that I could be a Hebrew and Greek scholar sometimes, but I'm too old and don't have time to do that. But to take that word and take it back to the original language, research the word, and then find some synonyms that go with that word. Psalm 46, verse 1 says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. And when you take those words all the way back, what it says in my example of synonyms is God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Translate that to God is our refuge and strength, abundantly available for help in tight places. Abundantly available for help in tight places. For me, just knowing that He is there. I know that a lot of you don't agree with what I believe about God, and that's okay. You know, you are where you are, I am where I am, and we're going to accept each other, receive each other in that way. But there are going to be times when, for me, I go back to the refuge, who is God, who is present, and who is abundantly available for help in tight places. He will help you if we ask Him and look to Him. We never know what a day is going to bring, do we? We never imagined the season of history that we're in. Just like all of a sudden, maybe you hear the rain on the roof. That's a good thing. Our gardens need it. It's okay. And it will come and go, and then there will be a day of sunshine. But in the midst of whatever it is, in the midst of life, there is a God who is our refuge and strength, and who is abundantly available for help in tight places. I find myself in tight places from time to time. I'll bet you do too. If you would rather go somewhere else for your help other than God, call a neighbor, call a family member, call the police station, call me, and we will do all that we can to help you. We're doing our best to navigate this as a community. I'm so grateful that we can work with our school system, all of our city community activities, with the recreation departments around us, and all of those to come together to see how we can act as a unit, act as a team, and get to the place where we have conquered and we have been the victors in this war. God bless you. Please call if you need some help. We're available to you. We love and care about you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and days to come.
Thanks so much, Mayor, for those encouraging words. That really blesses my heart, and I hope that you are blessed too, my friend. All right, at this time, we're going to bring Dr. David Hicks to the studio, and he's going to give us some updates about our school system. Take it away, Dr. Hicks.
Good morning. I appreciate this opportunity to join Pastor Mark Stroud and Kingdom Rock Church to just share a few things related to Bremen City Schools. My name is David Hicks, and I'm the school superintendent. Been in Bremen for 10 years, came in 2010, and I appreciate this opportunity to come talk to you through this program. And also want to make sure that I thank Pastor Stroud. He delivered an exceptional message, our baccalaureate. He was our scheduled speaker. His son is graduating with the class of 2020, and he recorded his message, which I thought was very, very timely. And we appreciate him taking the initiative to do that so that we could, even though we couldn't have the service, that we could share that with the students. And I know that meant a lot to the students and the parents. But wanted to come for just a few minutes and speak to you about what has been occurring related to the COVID-19 and the school year. Obviously, it's been a very unique and different set of circumstances than we've ever dealt with in schools. And I've been in education for 28 years, and I assure you nothing has really come close to what we've dealt with. I never imagined a time where we would close school for basically the last 9 weeks and finish out the year digitally. I do want to, first of all, thank our teachers. We, at the last minute, the Thursday before we were out, the Monday, they were given very little notice of what they needed to do to prepare for the students being out. We thought initially it would be a couple of weeks, and we soon found out that it was going to be much longer than 2 weeks. And they adapted very, very quickly and created a lot of lessons and really went to work to make sure that we still provided the opportunities that, to the best that we could, to our kids that they were accustomed to. And of course, we could not have done that without the support of our parents and our students. Our parents were exceptional. They were so positive. As we learned, we learned things, we changed some things, and not everything worked exactly according to plan. So we had to modify as we went some, but everyone was very flexible, and we appreciate that, and we appreciate our students' understanding in finishing the school year strong, which we concluded on May 15th. We obviously are most concerned about the class of 2020. They were impacted, I would say, more than anyone in our school. Among our grades, because obviously there were so many senior activities that were affected, from literary to spring athletics to field trips to so many things. And so we really regret and are sorry that our class missed those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. If there was anything we could do to change that, we certainly would for them. But we are moving ahead, and they have been tremendously positive and helpful as our high school has communicated with them on ways that we can do some things to honor them, and we've tried to do that over the last few weeks. And I appreciate the efforts of our high school, Dr. Huff, and our teachers to help us recognize, especially the class of 2020. And again, they've been very positive, and we appreciate their attitude and their willingness to understand the circumstance that we're in. We still are moving ahead for a graduation. All the years we attend school, graduation is the most important event that we host as a school system for our students. Everything they do leads up to that final event, and we want to do everything we can to make sure we have that. That will occur. We are very optimistic that will occur on Saturday, June 27th at 9 a.m. at the stadium. There will very likely be some limited seating, of course. It will look a little bit different in terms of where we place the stage so that we can get more people in and spread them out. We're working with the high school on how many tickets per student, but we're going to try to do as many as we can and still be safe at the same time. We're just asking now, and we know it's a month away, but we're asking now that our families and our parents understand that we need everyone's cooperation for this to happen, and for everyone to follow the guidelines that we will publicize well into the future on our social media, email, and different avenues that we communicate. But we are looking forward to that graduation. We very much want to make sure the children receive the diploma on the stage. We know that's the most important part. And so we're working towards that, and we're, again, very optimistic that we'll be able to do that. Summer activities, obviously right now, have not begun. June 8th is the anticipated date that we would begin some things back. A lot of what we do is based upon Georgia High School Association and the guidelines that they set forth. That is the state association over high school athletics. And so even though we have activities for our younger students, we depend upon the Georgia High School Association to really lead that. So June 8th is the date that they have publicized. That is not a full return back to normal date. There are a lot of things that we have to have in place, limited numbers, ratio of coaches to students or sponsors to students. And of course, we'll follow that. A lot of cleaning and disinfecting activities that have to occur in between workout. A lot of it is just exercise and workout without if it's an athletic event, without a ball being utilized for the month of June. And that is a requirement for all of Georgia high schools. And so we'll follow that as well. And so we'll communicate a lot more. But again, we're proceeding as if we will have the summer camps, the summer workouts. It's just going to be different. It's going to look different. And as you've already done, parents and students, we just ask for you to be patient with us as we learn through this with you. The start of the school year, that is the question that I've probably received the most, especially since school's been out. We are proceeding as if we will start the school year early August as planned. We anticipate that being in person. Obviously, there are a lot of activities that will occur over the summer in terms of preparation, disinfecting, items that are specific to the coronavirus that we know kills the coronavirus. We are working on those things now with the cleaning company and other groups to make sure that what we get is the best on the market so that we can protect our kids to the best of our ability. Other restrictions that may come before we start school, obviously we'll announce those. And any suggestions, any concerns, we're very open to hearing from our parents and our teachers and our students to let us know where those concerns lie so that we can try to address those well in advance of the school year. Obviously, students that are medically fragile or susceptible to becoming sick, we will definitely work with those students on an individual basis. And if there is a need to provide digital learning, of course, we will work with students in that way. And one thing that I know about Bremen City Schools and our Bremen teachers is that we know the individual student. We definitely appreciate the fact that we're still a small system, and we individualize a lot of instruction, a lot of activities, because we do know the students, and we won't stop doing that. There's not wholesale solutions for all kids, and that's why we take a look at the individual child and what their needs are. And again, I assure you we will work with those. We just need to be made aware of and communicated with so that we can do that. But I do want to conclude by just briefly mentioning one of our teachers unexpectedly passed away last Friday, and we had a memorial service digitally with his family at the high school and different locations. Jeremy Bell was at Bremen High School for 16 years as an English teacher. Most all students had him coming through school, and so we are in prayer for his family, Gabe especially, who is a student with us, a rising 11th grader, and we just ask that you keep his family in prayer. We are mourning the loss of Jeremy, and please remember our teachers, especially at the high school, and administrators, because Jeremy will definitely be missed. And again, I appreciate Pastor Stroud and this opportunity to come speak with you. And as always, do not hesitate to reach out to us with any questions or concerns.
Well, my friends, it's another wrap. Thank you so much for joining me for another Bremen 411 News and Beyond. I pray that you were blessed and encouraged with today's broadcast. Remember, you can go back to our website at any time and catch up on past episodes. Just go to kingdomrock.org/Bremen 411. If this video has been an encouragement to you, just give us a thumbs up or leave a comment in the description area below. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, remember that Jesus loves you, and so do we. Choose Him as your Lord today. Only He can make a way. I'll see you on the next broadcast.